Morning everybody, thank you for watching. We're going to wrap up our 2020 food plot and preseason prepping with this YouTube video today. We're going to go over our hunting strategies, our stands, each and every plot we've planted, which includes the ambush plot, the 3 micro plots, the 2 acre plot, and 2 new ones, really small, basically just hunt over plots that we put in last week. So we're going to wrap everything up. We're going to show you exactly what we planted, where we planted it, how everything goes into our hunting strategy. We're also going to pull some camera cards today and show you some of the target bucks that we have on this farm. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification button, because today is going to be an exciting day. We're also going to lay down some fertilizer and some nitrogen on a couple of the plots that we feel need a little bit more of a boost. I'm gonna spray some Arrest Max with crop oil on this clover plot here at the ambush plot. I hit it about 2 weeks ago. It needs another round, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit this again today. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a minute. We're gonna show you where some of our stands are. Today's just going to be full of everything to do with our hunting strategy on this farm, how the land lays out, where the food plots are, and what we've seen so far for bucks this year. You're not going to want to miss it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, because this is going to be one of those videos that really sets up the 2020 season for Evolved Bow Hunting Outdoors. Right, so the ambush plot I just sprayed, you can see it's full of clover. It does have some weeds in it. But my main priority right now was to get rid of any grass that's still left in it. I'm going to throw out some Frigid Forage, Big and Beasty, overseed it over top of this. Once I do that, then I'm going to spread about 100 pounds of 12-12-12 fertilizer on this ambush plot. It is a little less than an acre. It's got nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in it. Obviously that's what the 12-12-12 stands for. So I'm gonna lay down the fertilizer first, then I'm going to go ahead and spray or broadcast the brassica. I'm only going to do about a half an acre's worth, even though this is just a little bit less than an acre. You can see in some places there is bare ground, so therefore all I need is seed to soil contact, and with this rain coming in on Friday, this should help go ahead and get those brassica blends to go ahead and start germinating. Then it's got extra nutrients, even though this clover is taking a lot of the nutrients out of the ground. That's why I'm going to go ahead and put more nutrients in it with the 12-12-12 fertilizer. Stay with me, a lot of work to be done yet. Much more to come. Now we're August 12th, so this is probably about the perfect time to be planting brassica, any of the brassica blends, radishes, rape, turnips, kale, those type deal things. So I have here Frigid Forage. This is what I planted in this last year. Only last year, that's all it was. There was no clover in it or anything. It was all Frigid Forage, Big and Beasty. I've already used some of this, so this is just a hair less than an acre. This bag would do an acre, but I have clover in there, so I'm not even going to use, if this bag was full, I'd already used some out of there. If it was full, I'd probably only use maybe half, maybe a little bit less than half. So I'm going to use maybe somewhere between a quarter and a half of what's left in this bag to overseed over top of this clover that I have at the ambush plot, and it'll just get some germination. It won't be a full brassica blend, but it'll provide a little bit nutrition as the clover starts to wear down through the winter. So let's get pouring this in there. Again, I'd say maybe a little less than half. Should be good about right there. got back here to the 2 micro plots, and last time I was over here I threw out about 100 pounds of nitrogen, and as you can see here, the weeds really started taking off. So did the chicory and the other variations that we got planted in here, but the weeds, as you can see, are really growing. So what I did was I also hit that with a round of Arrest Max and crop oil. Everything's looking really good this year. I do already see improvements in the bucks that we have on this farm from last year. I contribute that to some of the nutrition we gave them last year. Yeah, I understand people say, oh, it takes 4, 5, 6 years to see actual results and this, that, and the other. But I've been hunting this farm for about 7, 8 years now, and there's never really been any huge bucks. Yeah, every once in a while you get one of those stragglers during the rut that comes by, and oh man, that's a really nice deer, and then you get one picture of him and you never see him again. But last year we had tonnage of food, quality food, that the deer fed on from July all the way up until January. Oh, well, actually it was in February before I really started seeing the 2 acre plot really dissipate and go down to bare dirt. On that note, it's really nice as, you know, a hunter. This is only my 2nd year doing food plots ever. Well, I take that back, my 3rd year. My 1st year that I did it was 3 years ago in 2017. But I tell you what, it was like a 10 or 15 wide yard strip by about 100, 150 yards long right on the edge of the cornfield. That really doesn't count. That video's on here on YouTube on our channel, but you know, it's pretty low quality, but it's something good to check out because it was an experiment for me, and I learned a lot just from that, and I learned an even more last year, which is really helping us this year. So right over here to my right, I'll be putting a ground blind up, and next month, September, the 1st week of September, I'll be doing our ground blind series, how to properly set up a ground blind, brush one in. I did one last year, got a lot of great feedback on that, so I'm going to do another one this year. It'll be a little bit more advanced on setting up that ground blind. It's something that we're really excited about. This spot back here, especially during the rut, it really kicks off because there's so many does that congregate back here in this field. So this is all done. I'm going to spread a little bit of brassica because you can see there is some bare spots in between these plots, mostly on this one over here. I call this one over here number 1. This one right behind me is number 2. But I'm going to rough that dirt up a little bit in that big bare spot, and I'm going to go ahead and throw some brassica down on that, some big and beasty, and we're going to keep moving right along. Stay tuned. We got more coming up. Next should be our trail cameras and tree stands, so you get a look at where those are on the property and what our plans are for the year. Here we go. car stand. It is right about there behind me in those two trees. This is a big crossing for a lot of the deer. You got a trail that goes up to the left, a trail that goes to the right, a trail that goes down through here, crossing trail right here, goes up that way, and then out into the field. This is the first year I've seen this creek bed dry, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I know this is a good spot for him to come down and take a drink, but I just put a cell camera up. It's taking pictures right now. It's a spy point, but number one, I want to make sure it's working before I leave. That way I don't get home and then I have to post all these nasty things because I didn't do my part to make sure that the cell camera is working right before I left. This stand is pretty partial to me. When I very first started hunting here with my father-in-law, this creek bed, we had a deer we call Bubba, which is the largest deer I've ever seen body-wise come through here. But it's one of the stands that I really like. It's way down in the bottom. It's nice and cool down here, so the deer like to bed down in here. So let's go over what all was done today. I sprayed the ambush plot with a Rest Max with crop oil to get rid of all the grasses in there. I layered with Frigid Forage, Big and Beasty, because there is some bare spots in there. I also fertilized it with 12-12-12 fertilizer, about 100 pounds. Then we went back to the micro plots. I roughed up a real big bare spot, put some nitrogen down in there, and also sprayed a Rest Max and crop oil back there, because since the last time I put nitrogen out there to help those plants, boy did the weeds really start to come up. So get those under control here before the season starts. Then went around, moved some trail cameras, especially the cell cameras that I got out, get those all taken care of. Now on the outer edges where I drive the four-wheeler, I just got regular trail cameras because you can drive the four-wheeler right up to it and then go ahead, check those cards, and never have to go into the woods, which is nice. So one more series before the opener, which will be our ground blind. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that notifications button, and thank you for watching Evolved Bow Hunting Outdoors.